Hello everyone, good morning. So let's wait for another couple of minutes, then we will start. So yes, I think we will start. Surendra, can I start or should I wait for somebody else?
Okay, sir. We'll start 2 minutes.
Okay, nice. So again, good morning everyone. How are you doing? How are you all?
Good morning. Fine, thank you.
Yes, I think yeah, I can see some most of the people are here. So this is actually the Python sessions. So I'm your Python trainer. So my name is Vikrant. Okay. So if I want to tell about myself, so I'm having 6+ years of experience in this IT industry and nearly 1 to 1.5 years on just software development. After that, I just started working on like data science project. So in that time period, actually I worked on a different projects. Like it might be a data engineering, like data pipeline. That's actually data engineering work and model development, model deployment. And after that, I also worked on like DevOps also. Like DevOps means like continuous integration and continuous deployment pipeline in different clouds and different platforms. So when it comes to different cloud, so I'm a Azure certified data scientist and as well as a trainer also. So I'm doing this training work like since 2 years. So I delivered most of the batches like very successfully. So that is actually the good things I want to showcase here. So here in these sessions, I'm going to take care of Python and as well as PySpark development. Okay, is all good? Or if you guys have any questions to ask me. Okay, I don't think so. People's not sitting on mute in these sessions. I'm hoping so for this today's first class. That's okay. So most of the people are like putting your mic on mute and just listening. But I'm not really not expecting that. So people should be talkative and whenever they had a question, they should raise their voice. So then only this will becoming a two-way conversions. Okay, so don't think like this is actually your college sessions, college lecturings. No, this is you can take this as an like discussions about the subjects. Okay, everybody say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, one I heard one voice at least. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people are here. I heard only one voice. Okay, so then, so here I have some questions to ask you. So how many us come from coding background? Do we have any one person have like from the coding background? Okay, one guy.
Yeah, I do have coding experience.
Okay, two. Then
Me too have code experience. I'm a .NET developer.
okay,
I'm
okay.
mainframe developer. I have experience, but
Mm-hmm. Great. Then in this batch we have some people like having a coding knowledge. Then like how many of right now are working professionals who all are right now working on like different domains and switching their careers, right?
I'm currently working as a Golang developer
Okay.
and trying to move to AI.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then I think others are like students.
even I'm also currently working on mainframe developer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also working in Bank of
testing.
America.
So,
Okay,
I'm also
then
working in DevOps engineering Geo.
you're working in DevOps.
Yeah.
That's nice, yeah. So how well like what are the technologies you are using? What are the tools that you are using on
We are using
DevOps?
Azure. Azure we are using.
Azure, okay. You are just building a pipeline on Azure DevOps.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Then I forgot another questions. Yeah. So do you guys heard about Python programming?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm taking care of like Python sessions, like Python development. So I'll just explain today like what is the structure of this course. Okay. So to get a better idea about what you guys are going to learn in this Python sessions. So next 20 to 30 class, I'm going to take care of like in these classes. I'm just guiding you all like going in a good directions of Python learning, and I'll showcase few of the example, few of the use cases and all. Okay. So very firstly, we structured this course in such a way that first we are going with an instruction, introduction, and background of the Python. And next that installation part. So what the softwares which is needed for like doing in a Python development. Then another one, it's time of coding. We are just doing with a hands-on coding, like from Python basics to advanced level. When I say Python basics, so we are going within a very we are going in very scratch level in the sense creation of variables. So let's say full name is equals to Vikrant underscore Vikrant Omkar, like that. Full name is like Vikrant Omkar. So how we can create that as a variable, and like how I can manipulate it, how I can extract few of the words, like all these transformations we are going to learn there. Okay, that's actually the basics. So advanced level in the sense like how we can use that third party libraries, so third party functions, and how we can import it. So like how we can use pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, Seaborn, and scikit-learn stats model. So we are concentrating on all these standards Python libraries. Okay, so if you So like in your resumes or like in your profile, if you put, you know about Python in the Python, if you guys are using pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, so those actually sets uh sets a good impression on you. So because this is very much needed, these are the very much needed libraries in the data world. Okay, so that is actually we are considered as a very advanced level Python coding. So pandas, it is very much needed for data, and NumPy, it is needed for numerical operations, and Matplotlib and Cpan, these two are the visualization libraries. So here we are just covering, we are also covering like visualization, like creating a chart, plots, and of your particular data sets. Okay, this is all about the course structure. Any questions?
Yeah.
Are you guys excited to learn?
Yes. So one question, Vikrant. Out of all the programming languages we have, how is Python different, and why is it being used for the data science or the AI? Why particularly AI is, if we need to learn AI, why the Python we need? Means just trying to understand why this programming language is different when compared to the others.
Good question.
Hmm.
Good question. So for that, I'd say Python, very firstly, Python is an open source programming language. You no need to pay anything for the Python coding and Python installation or whatever it is. That is the first one. Second one would be, so here we are using any machine learning models. Okay, that machine learning models is completely built upon statistics and the mathematical concepts. Okay, that is already developed. We have so many machine learning algorithms on the market. That is actually thousand plus algorithms we have on the market. Okay, those machine learning libraries are supported by very few programming languages. One is Python, the second one is R, then third one is SAS. Okay, that is SAS programming language, and another one is PySpark. Okay, so here R programming language, this is mostly used for numerical data. Okay, this is nothing to do with like a string, and or if we have any sentence data like that. This is mostly used for a numerical data set, like in the banking sectors or insurance sectors. So there we can find only the numerical values, numerical data only. So in that case, we are going to use that R. And the SAS. SAS is not again an open source. This is a paid one. So if you guys wants to use that as an in your industry, in your organization, you have to pay a bill, specific bill for that. SAS. That is again very costly, and it is not an open source. And when it comes to Python, Python is supported to machine learning algorithms, and it is a open source, and it is a fast execution. Okay, and it had a very, if it is it is an open source, so that's why we have a huge library buckets. Okay, so we can easily import it and we can easily use it, and it is very understandable programming language, and very simple, and it is very simple to learn. Okay, I'll just extend more on these characteristics of Python, but this is the reason why it is in the AI, because so it is supported. So the Python is going to support for machine learning algorithms, and it is an open source. We can't find any other programming language such as Python. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you, Vikrant.
Yep.
So what you are saying is, other than open source, is this the programming language is best to support for AI, like other, you said like two other SAS or something? That is what.
AI, it is not actually the AI. Okay, if you want to learn AI, you should learn that machine learning algorithms. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, that is ML algorithms. So AI is just a name, like a data science. Okay,
Okay.
so we have data science. So in this data science, we have a deep learning, and in the deep learning, we have this AI. Okay, AI is just in a field. So if you want to be in the AI, so you should to know like how I can train the model, like how I can predict it, how we can build a new algorithm for my specific use cases. So to all these things, you have to make some coding, right? So that coding is only possible by Python, PySpark, R, and SAS. Out of this 4 language, why we pick a 2 programming language, that is Python and PySpark? I already given the reason. R is only dedicated to numerical data, but AI is not dedicated to numeric. So AI is most upon like working on that string data sets, like text and voice and images, right? So you cannot find any other programming language which is supported for this media, like video, audio, PDFs, text. So like that.
Okay.
Python is the only programming language which support all these kinds of things.
Okay. Got it.
And again, PySpark. So PySpark is nothing but a Python programming only on top of Spark environment. Okay, so I will come to PySpark in a later once we completed within a Python and as well as machine learning algorithm. So I'm only the guide to on this PySpark things. So on that time I'll just explain what is PySpark. To learn the PySpark, Python is must. You should to know about what is Python, like how we can code it in the Python way. Okay. Clear?
Yes, yes.
So now tell me how you guys are feeling now. So we are starting with a Python, a new programming language within a new world. Are you guys excited to move ahead?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, Vikrant.
Yes. So without wasting any of the time, let's go there. So let me share my screen. So can you guys can see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll put this in the presentation mode. Just a second. Hey, go back, man. We are not going. Just give me a second. I want to move this back. So now can you guys can see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So again, I'm welcoming you all like our Python coding session day 1. So we are starting with first we are going with an agenda. So these are the agendas which we are going to cover in the coming days. So very firstly, that is introduction and the Python background. Introduction is nothing but it's about me only, your trainer. I already given my introduction. And Python background, I think we are already started a bit on this Python background by answering a one question, that is why we need a Python. The second one is installation of Anaconda on Windows. Next, overview for Python IDs, and we are going to start with a basics of Python. Okay, so let's see. That is actually the introduction. That is a motivation. Motivation in the sense the Python. Okay, the first point would be simple language to learn. How it is going to becoming a simple language. So if you go any of the programming language, it follows some of the structures, right? So in C or C++, in Java, we need a that need an actually structural programming. So you need to declare a variable first. You need to define a imports first, that is hash include, and you need to define some of the variables. Then only that program is not going to execute. But in the Python, you can directly write like a sentence. If you want to print the statement, you can just call this print function. Inside of that print function, whatever the statement, if you guys wants to add it, you can just write there and just execute that line of code. It don't needs any of the prerequisites, pre-declaration of the variables, pre-declaration of any of the imports for your specific printing of the statements. That's why I would say this is a simple language to learn actually. And another reason would be this Python is not dependent on any other programming language. This is very independent language. Let's say if you know Python, you can learn PySpark. So, and if you know some of the things on C or C++, then you can easily learn like Java. So it is most related to the same things. But in the Python is not related to any of the programming language. This is a very independent programming. So that's why any beginner can easily learn this programming language. We don't need any prior knowledge on any of the programmings. Okay. If you are good with an programming, that's well and fine. If you are not good with any of the programming language, that is also well and fine, because we are starting with a scratch. Then another one would be interpret programming language. So interpret programming language in the sense, so in between of the any of the lines, you can just interpret your Python program and you can print and you can execute any midline of your programming language, any like in your script. Let's say you have 10 lines of code, okay, and you are executing that line of that scripts. But if you want to, if you really want to execute a line 5 or line 6, okay, so then you can easily go there on that line and you can execute it if that line is not dependent on any other previous execution. If that code is very independent, you can execute it. Okay, that is what interpret programming language. Why? Because it is not dependent on any other programming language. It is not maintaining any of the structures. Okay, you can directly go there and you can execute it, and you can stop your Python execution at any moment. Okay, and then object-oriented programming. I think here who all are comes from the Java background. Those people really knows this OOPS concept, that is object-oriented programming. But again, this is also not dependent on Java programming, but OOPS in the Java is different. OOPS, that is object-oriented programming in Python, it is different. Okay, so object-oriented programming in the sense you can create any of the object in your script and you can use it in any of other methods. Okay, that is actually a class-based approach. So you can create your own class and you can create own methods and you can call that object in any of the multiple methods. Okay, without declaring your object again and again. Once you are created, like let's say data frame object, you can use the data frame object in multiple methods instead of calling your data frame again and again. So you can reuse that object wherever you want. So that kinds of option is also available in the Python. So I'll just show like what is the class-based approach, like how we need to move ahead with this class-based coding. I'll show when it comes to hands-on coding. Okay, but I'll just show that. So Python is also supporting that kinds of situation. It is capable to handle that. Then it is again, I told it is a open source. So because of the reason open source, we have a huge libraries. So libraries in the sense, let's say we need any functionalities. I need to make a sum of 10 numbers. I need to provide some 10 numbers, like let's see 1 to 10. What is the sum of the values, like from 1 to 10? Okay, so here we have a plus operator. You can use 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3, 3 plus 4. So like that, you can add it and you can get the results. Other than that, you can call one function that is sum, or you need a numpy. Okay, so numpy is also added that functionality. It means that additional of multiple values logic is already defined and bundle it with any one function name. That is, you can say sum, and they have released it because this is an open source. You no need to pay any money for release and usage of that particular library. So that's why in the market we have so many predefined functions was there. So you can call it and you can simply use it instead of writing that particular logic, that additional logic. Let's say that is example. Okay, you can just import it and you can just use it instead of doing a coding from the scratch. And again, the data science. So I already answered a question for why Python in the data science. Why? Because Python is the only programming language which is open source, which is a simple language to learn, which is supported by OOPS, and which is supported for machine learning algorithms. So that's why this Python stands in the data science very strongly. Okay, these are the basic understanding, basic characteristics of your Python. All good?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So I think you guys have some idea about why we need to learn Python now, correct? To learning of this Python, now you guys can say to learn of this Python is worth or not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, right. So that's why actually Python is there in the world since many years actually. In 1992 also Python was there. Okay. So before Java, this Python was there. So on that time, this is not on the trending, but when it comes to that machine learning model, data science, automation, then this Pythons has moved ahead with compared with all other programming language. So now it is in the first place of that race. So if you know Python, you can achieve anything, you can do anything, and you can get any of the good jobs in the market if you know Python, right? So that's why we are all here to learn this Python. So next, so to learn this Python, we should make some coding. To make the coding, where we need to code it actually, that is which software we should use. So that is actually Python IDs. What are the Python IDs which we are going to cover in this session? We have multiple Python IDs, okay, in the market. So you can use any of one. I'm not recommending to use. I just shown these 3 IDs. You should only these 3 IDs. No, in the market we have so many. If you are if you are comfortable with any other Python IDs, you can use it. But here I'm going to show some 3 Python IDs which is developed on top of Anaconda. Okay, so in the market you can just blog it, okay, in your free time. What is Anaconda prompt and like how this sets and how we can install it and all. Okay, once you install this Anaconda in your system, so that Anaconda will support some other platform, that is Jupyter Notebook, VS Code, and as well as Spider. These are the 3 softwares which we are going to use it for Python coding. So if we need these 3 softwares within a Python installation, we need to download this Anaconda in your local system. Okay, so then only we can make a coding. So like how we can say like how we can install this Anaconda into our local, and like how we can run this Jupyter Notebook, VS Code, Spider. Okay, that all I'll take care in the next session. So today I'm just leaving at this point because I just given a brief introduction about Python and all. So by your own, you can start analyzing, okay, about Python, like how it is different than other programming language and how we are going to use in the market. This Python programming language is not only used in this data world, this is used in the gaming as well. And right now, nowadays we are using this Python in the back-end development of the web designing, right? And we are also using this Python in the front end as well by using some other framework like Flask, Django. By using this, we are also trying to use this Python in the front end development. Okay, but here we are majorly concentrating on data science. Okay, so the things which is needed only for data science development, model development, so that I'm going to take care. Okay. So tomorrow I'm going to show like how we can install this Anaconda prompt and how we can run all the softwares and like how we can do our first line of execution. Okay. Any questions?
Yeah, Vikrant. So in one of your PPT, I have seen that installation on Windows. So can we install on Mac also? It's supported on Mac also, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Anaconda again. Anaconda is available with 3 versions, 3 OS. For one is Windows, Mac, and Linux. Okay, so this will support for these three operating systems. Okay.
Are you going to share the manual, like, what are going to cover in the Python?
Yes. So for that installation guide for Anaconda, I'll share it once I shown in front of you all tomorrow. Okay. So until that time, just imagine like how is different this Python programming then compared to other programming language and just motivated on this way. Okay. It's just a warm up. So we have an actual things by tomorrow.
Are we going to have like another session, like, from tomorrow onwards?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Mhm.
Cool then. Have a great day, guys. Have a great day, people. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye bye. Yeah. Thank you.